Bosh. So, good evening. It is the 5th of July, 2021. Massive shout out to everybody who is here live. It's just gone 9 o'clock here in the UK. Massive shout out to those people who are watching on the replay on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever you are, and those people listening on the Acts on This TV audio experience on Spotify and iTunes. Massive shout out to you as well. If you are watching live, by the way, and you ever want to go and catch up on any of these Monday night sessions, they're completely free. You know we do them on Facebook every single week. If you go and just search for Act on This TV, all one word, on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, I actually put the audio of these up literally straight away. So when I finish tonight at 10, I'll put the audio up probably by like 11 o'clock. So you can always keep your finger on the pulse. Lauren is here from the States. Alex is here as well. So just wrapped on a Sky show. Been a good year so far. Props to the Act on This family. Cheers, man. That sounds awesome. Let us know when we can watch that, dude. All right, Rebecca. Hope you are good as well. Indra's here as well. Did the first day of Fear Free, and then the bloody comments gone. Indra, it only shows me 5 comments on the back end of Facebook before the others just go off the screen, unfortunately, mate. But I think that must have been some sort of like challenge you were doing or some course or something. So good on you for getting stuck into that. Tonight, I've got loads to share with you. Going to be recapping on last week's ActsOnThis.tv member-only mastermind session with top agent Mildred Yuan from United Agents. And there's a lot of people in our community who, you know, sort of like, I've been wondering for a long time what it takes to get in with the big agents. And we spent over 2 hours with Mildred last Tuesday night looking at that, basically, and also looking at discovering your superpower as an actor. Mildred is really big on actors discovering sort of what makes them unique, how they can market that, to agents and to the industry as a whole. She took us through an awesome slide deck that you can find in the recording over on ActsOnThis.tv. I'll bring the website up for those people who've got no idea what I'm talking about. But if you just stumbled across this broadcast, ActsOnThis.tv is a site I've run for 12 years now, so you should know what it is. Hopefully you've at least heard of it. But every week, basically, I sit down with a top agent, actor, casting director, writer, producer, director in TV, and we just get down to business, talking about how you can have more success in the acting industry, basically. But we're talking like the biggest of the big. We get the best guests in the industry on. So Mildred was on from United last week. Week before that, we had another agent on, actually, Wendy from Felix de Wolf. Awesome agency. We had Stephen Graham on the week before with the cast and crew of Time, the great BBC One drama, along with people like Lewis Arnold, the director, and Stephen's wife, Hannah Walters. Awesome session. We had the guys from 53.2 before that, BBC casting directors before that. I mean, if you go over to ActsOnThis.tv, you can check all of this out. And if you're a member, just to remind you again where you find all of your replays, click into the members area, click onto the purple premium membership there, and you will find this week's session with Mildred at the top there, our 5 latest features. Click into there. You can watch the video. You can listen to the audio if you want, and just listen to it as a podcast. And this one's a little bit different because you can also download the slides. You'll see the slide deck there. Download the PDF of that if you want, because that's got Mildred slides on it for how you can find your superpower as an actor. But I'm going to be playing some clips of this session out tonight, just to give you guys some value, even if you're not in a position to become a member of the website. It doesn't matter. Want to help you out anyway. Henrietta says, hi everyone, I start a big movie this week, so excited, very happy. That's amazing. Vicky, I hope you are well as well. Paul, good to see you here, mate, and Hannah's here as well. Can you watch again if you're not a member? Yeah, you just get a membership, Hannah, and you can log into the members area, and then you'll find the full 2-hour chat. You'll find actually over 400 hours of content in the members area. If I just go back over here, once you become a member, it's £6 a week, Hannah. It's dirt cheap. You basically get access to everything. So you can see these are our upcoming live calls. We do Rapid Fire Friday, which is a group coaching session every other Friday. We do monthly Zoom social meetups as well. And then every single week we have a top guest. So you can see these are the latest 5 features that we've had from top agents like Mildred at United, as I say, Stephen Graham, Hannah Walters, Lewis Arnold, the guys from 53.2 Theatre in Manchester just moved to a brand new venue, the Emma Sylvester casting director from BBC in-house. You can just see, there's so many features here, literally with the biggest names in the industry. It's a great session there with Olivier Award-winning actor Mike Gibson, who you'll know as if you ever watched Hamilton in the West End. He was King George in Hamilton, but I just saw him at a read-through last week. He's about to lead, and I can't mention it yet because it's not been announced, but a brand new drama that's freaking brilliant. Can't spoil any of the secrets there, but yeah, look out for Mike in some more stuff that's coming up soon. So I'm going to recap a little bit on that session with Mildred. Let me know where you're at in the chat in terms of agents for yourself. And have you ever thought of maybe approaching some of the big boys in London, like United agents, like Curtis Brown, like Independent, and you've been so intimidated by them that you've not bothered because you've thought, no, unless you're an A-lister, I cannot be with that kind of agent. And that is not true. I'm going to play this first clip out, really, from Mildred, and I love it. The title sounds scandalous. It's titled United's Dirty Little Secret. Mildred explains all, but this is really just to begin with why you shouldn't be massively intimidated by these huge agencies and these seemingly big agents, because ultimately they're just human beings and they're just the same as me and you. But here's Mildred's take on United's dirty little secret. Here we go. For you, I mean, is there a point actors, need to get to in their career before they can, realistically get rep from agents like yourself and those at United? Or really, is it sort of like, if you're good enough at any point in your career, if you are good enough, you will take a look?
I have a dirty little secret that I need to tell you.
Go for it.
Agents at United are really normal people.
Yes.
And we are, I think, there's a whole lot of stuff out there where it's just like, well, we're different from other agencies.
Yeah, that's what it
we're
feels
really
like.
Really not. We still read spotlights. We still submit people. We still do deals. We still meet people, and it's about the chemistry as well as, what you've achieved. I think people put too much emphasis on this and this sort of brand. Like, I have so many colleagues that I respect, and I feel like represent the values that I care about, both inside the agency as well as outside. At United, you also have very different agents.
Yes.
You have young agents. You have associates who are, looking after an older agents list, but also building their list. You have agents like Anthony Jones and Lindy King, who have been at this for decades.
Yeah.
But there's every single person is different, has different tastes. And it just really depends. We've heard about people signing grads, and we always make an effort. To look at who's graduating at the moment, what's coming up. Obviously, all of us are limited in that we can't take everybody on. That's just that's true again for every agency.
Boom. If you want to watch the full 2-hour chat with Mildred, actonthis.tv /nothing, just actonthis.tv. Get your membership and you can log in at the members area right now and unlock that full chat. But yeah, ultimately, I just thought it was kind of a nice clip to start with, just to sort of like allay people's fears that, that agencies like United, like Independent, like Curtis Brown, the seemingly impenetrable agencies, unless you're an A-lister, it's not like that at all. Yes, they might be massive. You might go on their website and you might see 16, 20 agents on there, their assistants, their associates, all these intimidating, people and names, and client lists and stuff like that. But really, when you break it down, you're just looking really at sort of like 2 to 3 agents per, it's like almost like 16 different offices, 16 different agencies within this huge agency, like sub-agencies within this massive agency. And you just got to kind of approach it like that. And yes, there are people, like Lindy King, there'll be people at United who've been there forever, whose client list will be full of A-listers, of course. But like Mildred said, there's going to be associate agents there, assistant agents who are helping, one of the main agents, but they're also setting up their own list on the side, and they're going to be taking on newer people in the industry. It shouldn't be like super, super intimidating. And if you are, if you feel you have something to offer, maybe you finally got like one decent thing under your belt in the TV industry. That's what Mildred said. A lot of people, once they've got one solid job, they've had a decent part in something, then it might be time to approach an agent like that. Equally, if you're graduating though, it doesn't really matter. If you feel you are good and you've got something to offer, there's no harm in approaching them, is there? Caroline says, these sessions keep me sane, being informed and realistic, yet still positive. That's what it's all about, Caroline. And I saw you say something in the chat before, Caroline, about self-tapes and forgetting them. you should do that. You should definitely forget them. But also, what's quite a nice surprise is I taped for something for the BBC 6 weeks ago now, and I might have mentioned last week out of the blue. I got an email from the casting director, or my agent did, saying that although I taped for it like 5 weeks ago, I was actually down for one of the favourites for this part. And I'd kind of forgotten about it to the point where I'd gone, well, I haven't got that then, have I? And they confirmed me on it today. I got the deal through. So although you can forget about your self-tapes, you just never know when they're going to come back. So do forget about it, let them go, but don't, sometimes I think we lose faith and we get down. I certainly do, I'm guilty of this. If you feel you've nailed a tape and then 3 weeks later you've not heard anything, you're like, oh, forget that then, didn't get it again. And I've done a lot, let me just say, I've done a lot of tapes recently that I haven't got. I certainly don't book every job. I wish I did. But out of the blue, sometimes you just get that little bit of luck that just goes, there you go, you've actually got that, although you taped for it like 6 weeks ago. So hang in there, keep the faith as well. Richard's here from Miami. How you doing? Hope you're good. What did you say then, Chris, about, I think, yes, Connor did email me back, mate, I think. I can't remember. I think he said he was keeping his membership, though. Let me know if that is the case. I think that's good. Which is good. And I also had my first in-person audition on Friday, which for a comedy, a comedy on Dave, and that was really interesting. Yeah, being back in the room, quite a lot of improvisation, so it was a really good laugh. But it looks like they're happening again, and obviously we've heard today that it looks like from the 19th of July, we are having the restrictions lifted. I, for one, will still be staying very wary of getting close to people. I'm a little bit paranoid. I'll probably still be wearing a mask for a little while, but it'll be nice to be able to actually get some in-person stuff done, which is good. So that was the first clip. Yeah, basically, don't be intimidated by the big agencies. They're just normal people, just like everybody else. Everybody is in the same boat. We're all full of our own flaws and insecurities, and it doesn't matter where you work or what your title is. You're just human. Thank you for all the well dones in the chat. Appreciate that. Second clip, right? This is what I bang on about a lot, but it was lovely to hear Mildred just go into detail from her perspective of this as well. And what she sort of goes over in this next clip, I honestly believe is the key, genuinely, guys, to any success in life, not just your acting career, any success, whether that is your physicality and you want to change your body composition and get in a particular type of shape, whether it's your relationships, whether they're intimate or personal or friends or family or whatever, your emotional mastery, anything in terms of goal setting. I think this genuinely is the key. Hopefully you'll understand the clip, but I'll go over what I mean by that once I've played it out. But if you take anything from tonight, let it be this.
Most of my clients, at the point they've come to me, they've done like one major thing that they're known for, like one major West End credit, one major TV credit, or something like that. Because then, but that's the moment, right? Yeah. That's the moment where they it's that role where they figure out who they are and they're ready, and we have a conversation that's not, oh, I don't really know what I want to do. And instead, it's more like, I do know what I want to do, but how do we make a plan to unlock that? And what do you think my chances are, given your knowledge of the market and everything? And I'm like, okay, that's a different sort of conversation. If you know what you want to do, then I can start thinking creatively about how to help you achieve that.
Well, you can work backwards from it. You can tell me the actual program and the kind of role, for the level that you're at in your career, then we can reverse engineer that. Say, for instance, I don't know, I want a role on Line of Duty. You actually know who your customer is. You go, right, Kate Rose James and Daniel Edwards, you're my customer. It's one of those only industries where you know the first and second name of the person you're selling to. So if you can reverse engineer and work back and go, what do I need to put in front of Kate and Daniel, or Lucy and Tom and Kat and, the associates and assistants they're working with, what do I need to put in front of them to pique their interest enough just to let me tape? And if my tape's rubbish, they don't even need to show it to a director.
When you say I want to be in Line of Duty, my next question would be, what is it about Line of Duty? Is it the fact that it's a cop show? Is it the fact that it's Jed Mercurio and his writing that gets you? Is it the regional accents? Is it the fact that it's BBC? You want to work for the BBC? What is it about Line of Duty that means you want to be in it? Tell me. Then tell me how you specifically have something special to contribute to that show or that sort of show.
Bosh. And I freaking love it. And the key to that, what I meant by that, is specificity. When you actually really know what it is you want and why you want it. And I love the way that Mildred even pushed further there when I was saying, about knowing the kind of character you'd want to play and you want to know the show, where she was like, well, actually, I'd want to, why is it that particular show? Is it because, you want to work for the BBC, you want to work with that particular person, these particular people? It's like the more specific you can be, like Mildred said in that clip, the more creative she can be, or you can be, if you're not represented, it doesn't matter. More creative you can be around actually producing stuff that's going to put you in a position to get that thing that you want. And if that's going right, well, I need to shoot, in order to show as a proof of concept that I'd be good in a role like this, I need to shoot a piece like that, maybe a 1 minute clip as a showreel scene. I need to get that in front of the people who cast this particular show that I'm really interested in. If I can't get directly to the casting director, can I get to the assistants? Can I get to the associates? Can I hit them on social media? Do I have their email? Ultimately, you can be freaking so specific in this industry, and people have been historically so ridiculously specific that they've ended up having themselves written into shows because they've been so specific. They've even gone to the producer and said, listen, you have no representation of this. I feel you should have it. I feel I would be the perfect person to play it, and here's why. And they've crowbarred themselves into shows. And had people, write them in as characters because they got so specific. Now, of course, that's not going to be the case for everybody. It'd be great, wouldn't it? Just go. By the way, Jed Mercurio, you need me in your next show. I saw something advertised the other day with Saran Jones from the makers of Line of Duty, some underwater something. I have no idea what it is. It's some sort of submarine thing or something. I can't remember, but it looked pretty decent. I definitely need to watch that. But yeah, you're not going to be able to just go, hi, Jed, will you write me in? But occasionally, that might happen. But being specific about you, your brand, what it is you have to offer, and putting that in front of the right people, that's the thing that leads to success. And being specific in any kind of goal setting at all, in any area of your life. Tony Rossi, good evening from the States. Hope you're well, mate. And Franny's here as well now. Franny, great to see you. But yeah, it's just, I do think genuinely it really is. Knowing what it is you want is the only way to really get a game plan together. Saying I want to work more, pointless. Saying I want to weigh less, pointless. Saying you want to earn more, pointless. Like, how much more do you want to earn? How much less do you want to weigh, or more do you want to weigh? Or what show do you want to work in? When do you want to work in it? By when? With whom? As what? And then you can really get a game plan together. So you're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall and just waiting for... I've never done that. It's a funny acronym. Not acronym. What is it? Metaphor. Acronym. I don't even know what I'm talking about. It's a funny metaphor, that, isn't it? I'm just going to throw spaghetti at the wall. Never done that in my life. But you know what I mean. Just throwing anything out there and just seeing what what sticks. So yeah, that was the second clip that I wanted to play. Third clip I'm going to play in a second. Oh, this was just about diversity. I don't know how you feel about this, but I think it's one of those things, isn't it? I'm a bit bored of saying it. Like, when you're talking about inclusivity, diversity, whether that's ethnicity, whether it's gender, it's it's age, it's disability, all of these things in life. I don't even know if we should even call it diversity. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, I think we should just start terming it as like reality. Ultimately, putting a disabled person, in a show, or a black actor in a show, or a Turkish actor, a Chinese actor, just whatever. It's just reality, innit? It's not like going, oh, that's diverse, isn't it? Because it's got, different ethnicities in it, and there's a disabled person. It's like, I just walk down the street and I'll see all of it. It's just real. So we should probably stop calling it diversity and just call it like reality. But I think the industry is one of these cliched things where you go, it's getting better, isn't it? It's still a long way to go, but it's getting better. But I think it is getting a bit better. This show that I've just booked a role in is all about disability, actually. It's a new Jack Thorne drama called Independence Day. Stars Ruth Madeley, and it's all around disability, ultimately, in the Disability Act that was passed in Parliament in the 90s, and all the protests that went on around it, and all this kind of stuff. Super exciting drama, but yeah, that's probably would not have been a drama that focused on that. Probably wouldn't have been made a few years ago. People would have thought, no, it's not mainstream enough. I think we are seeing more, but when it comes to particularly ethnicity, Mildred has got together with 7 or 8 other agents within the Personal Managers Association, the PMA, and they've put something together called I think it's called the Diverse Squad. You'll see in a minute because I've got it on this. I've got it on this clip. And what they do ultimately is they get together and they just, sort of like just champion ethnic diversity and just making sure that everybody's kind of catered for in the industry. To make sure that they can do the best kind of job. But I think we need more. It's not like vigilantes out there fighting, but I think we need more bodies like this. If there's something in the industry that you feel that you represent but isn't represented within our industry, sometimes you can't expect or just wait for other people to sort of like fix it for you because they might not even know about it. I can't talk about, there needs to be more visually impaired actors on screen as a visually impaired actor because there's loads of people who don't even know like what it's like to be visually impaired or anything like that. So I can't expect other people to just do it for me. So sometimes I think we've got to form our own little groups around what it is we want to educate everybody else, and that's something that Mildred is doing with the Diverse Squad. So this is just a little clip that I thought was really cool that I took out that she talks a lot more in depth about within the main session. But check it out, and maybe you want to create your own little squad on something. You can let me know if you created a squad. What would it be? Let me know in the chat.
I've seen that you've got this group of agents called the Diverse Squad, and I just want to know really a bit more about it and what specifically you're kind of doing to, increase and encourage diversity in the industry.
The Diverse Squad is a group of agents that came together organically through our industry body, which is the Personal Managers Association. Mm-hmm. So we have big agencies, we have small agencies who are part of that industry body. We sign up to a code of conduct as to how we are going to behave. Mm-hmm. But yeah, after BLM last year, we had a big old Zoom with like 200 agents. And we were like, oh my God, what is happening with the world? This is a problem. And it's funny, all the Black and brown agents there's only 7 of us.
Really?
We're like, we know this has been a problem. The 7 of us then got together separately after the Zoom. We're like, right, what are we going to do about this? And that was about a year ago. And we formed this working group. It's the PMA Racial Diversity Group, AKA the Diverse Squad. We came together around the principle that it should be equal for actors, regardless of the color of their skin. We serve as kind of a sounding board for our PMA colleagues when they're going, how do we deal with these issues? Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's about tackling these things one issue at a time. It's about how do we treat everyone in an inclusive way so that they are supported adequately at work to do the best work that they are capable of doing.
Once again, atonthis.tv to unlock the full 2-hour chat. Grab your bloody membership today. Do something for your career that you will not regret. If you were going to create your own squad, let us know in the chat. What squad would you have? I want to know what your squads would be. Tony's saying, love that, so important. All right, Delaney, hope you are well. Great to chat to you on the mastermind with Mildred the other night. If you're going to create a squad for something that you want to represent in the industry, what would it be if you were going to do that? A similar thing to the Diverse Squad. Let us know. Mine would probably be Coffee Squad, which is why I'm drinking a coffee at 9:30 at night. It would basically say free coffee for all actors, anytime, day or night, with an equity card. Go into Costa or Starbucks, scan your equity card. It's on the house. That would probably be what I would want right now in more of in our industry, definitely. But jokes aside, yeah, I think everything to do with disability right now is looking good. I'm a big advocate of that. Obviously with my eye condition, so it's nice to see that that's finally sort of being more widely, the industry is more widely accessible to people living with both visible and invisible disability as well. Gary's going for Disability Squad as well, but the Disabled Actors or Artist Networking community are already there. They are. DANK are brilliant. Acronym is a bit weird one. DANK sounds like, isn't DANK like... Doesn't that mean like dark and damp or something like that? But it's not DANK with a K, it's DANK with a C. Disabled Artist Networking Community. It's run by Cheryl Lee Houston and Melissa Johns and Triple C and all the guys there. They're just absolutely brilliant. So anyone living with a disability, visible or non-visible, doesn't matter. Look up at, I think it's DANK_Mank on Twitter with C's, so like Disabled Artists Network and Community _Manc for Manchester. But I think they're doing more stuff around the country now, but they're all absolutely brilliant. Sesh Squad for Chris. I think he just means talking about drinking. Coffee Squad. Samsy's 100% in for the Coffee Squad. Ginger Squad for Delaney. Yeah, get the gingers out. Definitely. We had a Delaney, we had a member, oh God, it's going to totally, oh my God, I feel absolutely terrible. I can't recall a name. Such a proactive actor, red hair, and had created like literally a network for like redheaded actors, which was just amazing. She'd put on like plays just with redheaded actors. That was their kind of like their unique selling point. So a ginger squad is definitely, it's already out there. You can combine forces without a doubt. I'd have an Alan Partridge squad as well, where we just go around doing Alan Partridge impressions. I look far too much. Do you know what? I told you, didn't I, when I saw that photo of Anton de Beek? And I actually didn't know it was Anton de Beek. And I walked over to this person whose phone it was on and went, have you seen that photo of me? It's like, no, Anton de Beek. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Davey's going for the Irish squad without a doubt. We've got the autism squad in the house for Nick as well, or the beard squad. Bex, are you visually impaired as well? What have you got? You trying to one-up me or what? I think a lot about this, she says. Just think my eye condition is super rare, same as Richard Osman, but I literally don't know any actors with the specific, apart from Prue Taylor Vince. I don't know who that is, from The Mentalist. Bex, what have you got? I've got retinitis pigmentosa. That's pretty rare. What do you have? Let me know. Isn't it funny, everyone's got some, haven't they? This is the thing, right? You walk past people in the street and you just don't, know, do you? You presume that you're the only one who's got something that's bloody like a problem, and it's kind of like we've all got our flaws, haven't we? But it's good when people talk about it, because then you don't feel like as shit about it, do you? It's like, well, you know what? Like everyone's dealing with something, definitely. And Tony said, "Did I hear that they're making progress with treatment for your eye condition, Ross?" Unfortunately, not my exact version. There's about 47 different genetic mutations for RP, Tony, and one of them they're making a lot of progress on, which is where the cells in the retina just turn off. They don't die; they literally just switch off. So they need to inject a protein into the underneath the retina that can actually reactivate. It's like genetic material that can reactivate the cells that have just turned off, haven't died. Unfortunately, in my condition, my cells decide not only they're going to turn off, they're going to die. And the brain goes, "Are you sure?" And they go, "Yep, positive, honestly, had enough, out of here, see you later." So I would need some kind of, I don't know how they would do it. They'd probably need to get some stem cell therapy to replace the cells in my eyes. They would still technically be faulty cells, unless they could genetically modify those. But that would be fine if you could just replace the ones that have died. And then you could go in and then use the other treatment to sort of make sure that they stick around or reactivate before they die or something. I don't know. It's a bit more convoluted, but the future is it's a bit of a dark pun, but like I said, the future's bright. Is it though? Certainly ain't if I lose my eyesight, Tony, but fingers crossed, the future may be bright. And Eleanor's going for the exhausted parent squad. Shout out to all the parents. I don't know how you do it. I felt so freaking burnt out at the weekend. Honestly, just not afraid to admit it. I had the busiest week, and probably honestly of the last 2 years last week. It was all good stuff, auditions, voiceovers, stuff for actonthis.tv, prepping for a training that I did on Saturday and all this sort of stuff. But my God, I did not. You might have even felt my energy on Saturday morning when I did that training, guys, for people looking for the first TV credit. I love doing that training, but I was trying my freaking hardest to keep the energy up, but I was knackered. I did come off it thinking, I hope I delivered there. I hope people enjoyed that, because I was just struggling. I slept for about 10 hours yesterday, though, so I feel a bit better now. We've got a bit off topic. To finish the clips with Mildred, I'll play at the end. I'll play a little mashup of other bits of the session with Mildred to finish tonight. What I will do now, though, is I'll go on to something that's really cool that's happening this Thursday night. And Bexy's saying about her eye condition there, that she told Chris Stone about the eye condition, and he wrote a scene that my character had your condition. Oh, did he? So Chris wrote in that your character had my eye condition. Wow, no way. Didn't know that. I haven't seen that scene. I'll have to watch it. This Thursday, right? You've seen what we do on those clips from Mildred. We jump on Zoom basically as a community. It's a private Zoom call just for actonthis.tv members every Tuesday or Thursday night, and we bring on a top actor, casting director, agent, writer, producer, director, just someone top in the industry. Now, one guy who, if you have, I don't know, unless you have been hiding under a rock or you just don't have a Twitter account, one guy who you will not have been able to avoid on Twitter in the acting industry over the last few months is an incredibly funny actor called Johnny Weldon, who you will know as the actor parody guy. He acts out all of the cringy actor scenarios that we always find ourselves in. And he has amassed millions and millions, literally probably the most successful person I've seen in our industry do this. Millions and millions and millions of views. If you've seen his material, give me a yes in the chat. Let me know if you're here live. Let me know if you've seen it. And I just had to... I mentioned Johnny in one of the mastermind sessions that we'd done previously with some people from Daniel Edwards' office, and Johnny got wind of that, and he said, "Mate, will you send me the? I heard you mention me in your broadcast. Would you send me the recording over if I can check it out?" So I sent him that over, and I was like, "You know what? We should do a session." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm definitely up for that." So Johnny's going to be with us on Thursday night, basically talking all about creating these sketches, how he did it, where it came from, what it's led to, how he writes these, films them, plans them, puts them out. Not so everybody can copy them, because I think there's only one Johnny Weldon. There's a lot of people in the chat saying, yes, he's hilarious, he's great. But just hopefully to give you confidence, particularly hearing what has happened to his career since doing this, because a lot has honestly happened, roles in things, auditions for stuff, a new agent, all kinds of stuff. And it just shows you kind of like, making material that you like. He didn't make these initially for other people. He didn't make them, so that he didn't plan to get anywhere with them. He was just like, look, I'm stuck at home. I'm in a pandemic. It's nothing I can do. He said, I've had this WhatsApp group with my mates where we just take the mick out of each other anyway. And I just filmed this little thing once, sent it to the group, and they were like, look, you should put this out on Twitter. So he did, not expecting any response. And he got a massive response. And then since there, the guy's just one-upped himself every single week, and I keep waiting for the week where he runs out of ideas. And apparently he's got plenty of ideas to keep going. So this is a teaser trailer I shot with Johnny on Friday night. A little bit different to the normal ones. It's almost a sketch within itself. But check it out. If you want to be involved in this, actonthis.tv/live. Get your membership, and then you'll get access to one of these Zoom calls every single week for the cost of basically what this coffee cost me. One of those a week pretty much will get your membership to this site. It's without a doubt the best value community in the entire acting industry. But this is Johnny. It's going to be amazing. Actors, if you are looking to get yourself out there and get literally millions of people watching and sharing your content online, I have got the perfect actonthis.tv mastermind session coming up for you. It's taking place on Zoom on Thursday, the 8th of July at 7:30 p.m. with this legend here, Twitter comedy king right now, Mr. Johnny Weldon. Johnny, thank you so much for joining us, mate. What are we going to be covering on Thursday night?
Ross, thanks very much. Very, very excited to be here. Very grateful to have my work recognised. In terms of Thursday night, I was thinking, probably going to start with a bit of Shakespeare, I think. Kind of like text analysis, script analysis. Maybe then move on to musical theatre, just sort of talk about basic warm-ups. Maybe look at a bit of dancing if we've got time. That sort of thing.
Right. Bit confused. I thought maybe we could talk about comedy and sketches and stuff,
No, I think, obviously I'm quite well known in the industry for kind of table work, script analysis, diving into different methods. So just rather come on and talk about that.
Right. We might have to re-record this, Johnny. I just thought that you could maybe come on and talk about try to be funny on Twitter.
No, because obviously I've got a BA on, for goodness sake. I'm a triple threat. And what you just want me to come on and talk about Twitter?
Yeah. Well, no one knew who you were until you started posting videos online, so I thought we could just...
you said people didn't know about my passion for Jacobean theatre and my level 17 stage combat degree?
Don't think so.
Well, people didn't know that I spent 8 months in character before doing 2 weeks at Edinburgh Fringe?
Nope. I just really want you to talk about, pulling your phone out in your bedroom, turning it on and, just acting out these cringy actor scenarios, getting everyone in the industry to watch them and how it changed your career, really. Yeah, can we just do that?
Yeah, no, that's fine because I'm an actor, so that I'll do anything.
Yes, actors, if you want to be there, forget Shakespeare. We're talking Twitter sphere. actonthis.tv/live. actonthis.tv/live. Get your membership if you want to be there. Of course, we're not going to be talking about Shakespeare. We're going to be talking all about the Twitter sphere. It was funny. We had to record that about 3 times because I just kept bursting out laughing as he was talking about his stage combat degree and staying in character for 8 months before doing 2 weeks at the Edinburgh Fringe. He's off his head. Very funny guy, but yeah, just a really top bloke as well. We normally jump on to record these trailers, like, you know, I'll say to the guest, I'll just, you know, it'll only be 10 minutes. Very often we're a lot longer than that, but I think we were probably on Zoom chatting for about an hour and a half the other night. So there's going to be lots to talk about on Thursday night. If you want to be there, get a chance to jump on camera, have a little one-to-one banter with Johnny, ask him any questions about your own comedy stuff or putting your own material out there or how he films it or writes it or whatever, you know, anything that you've wondered when you've watched his stuff, how he edits the stuff together, because he does it all from his Android phone as well. Doesn't have any fancy editing software, no fancy cameras. It's all from his phone, and he's not even got an iPhone. I'm like, Johnny, come on, man. It's 2021. Get with the times. I'm an Apple fanboy. I know everyone who's an Android fanboy or girl will be like, Ross, they hate me now. But yeah, he's an awesome guy. Terry's saying there, yeah, got a BA honours for goodness sake. Yeah, got a BA honours for goodness sake. You want me to come on and talk about Twitter? Yes, Johnny. Absolutely. So that's Thursday evening. We've got other fantastic sessions coming up for the rest of July. Lots of stuff, hopefully, in the pipeline. Well, we're going to have stuff in August, but I've got quite a few invites out there at the moment that I'm waiting to hear back from people on. And we're going to have some people back on who haven't been on actonthis.tv for like a year or so. We've had probably every major casting director in the industry on over the past 12 months, and it's time to start bringing some back who've not been on for about a year, because times change, projects change, things change. So I'm going to be bringing some people on who maybe you haven't seen for a while, or maybe you've never taken part in a session with an actonthis.tv. And Tony Rossi saying, I'm an actor, I'll do anything. That's the whole point there. Yeah, no, I'll just do anything. I'm an actor, I'll do absolutely anything. And Sharon saying no one needs an iPhone, Android all the way. We're going to have Android iPhone battles on Thursday night, definitely. So do come and join us for that. Would absolutely mean the world. Those people who are here now, don't tweet about this or anything like that, because this is just a test, by the way. I've put together an updated version of I hope this works. Should I share this with you now? If it doesn't work, then this is just a test. Don't blame me, basically. You can be my test squad. A couple of years ago, I put a list together of 33 casting people you should follow on Twitter. Since then, the list has grown significantly. It's doubled practically. I've got 57 people you should be following on Twitter. A lot of people are like, oh, I need to get better on Twitter. Obviously, Johnny's massive on Twitter, and the reason that he's got so big is because he is he's distributed his content on Twitter. So to help you guys with knowing who to follow, etc., I've put this list, like a re-updated list, together. A lot of you will have the original list. If you go to actonthis.tv/Twitter, pop your name and email in to that form there, and it'll send you the list. Go and test it. I am going to be putting this out like publicly, properly, like later on this week. If it doesn't work for whatever reason, then we'll fix it. But you can be my test squad, those people who are here live, or those people who are listening or watching on the replay. But go over to actonthis.tv/Twitter. Someone just pop the name and email in now, and just let me know that you get an email from me within the next few minutes, actually, with that list. You should do. Go test it for me. That's a little freebie for you all tonight. So we've got a little bit of time. We've got about 10 minutes-ish, just over 10 minutes to do some Q&A, and then we'll start wrapping it up. Sharon says she's on a follow limit. You're following 5,000 people on Twitter, Sharon. Bloody hell. You need to go on a bit of an unfollow spree. That's a lot of people. Hopefully they are all providing you value. The only thing that's difficult with I find with Twitter, when you're following lots and lots of people, it's literally like drinking from a fire hose, isn't it? There's so much information coming at you from everywhere. I need to start getting better at using Twitter lists. I've got a few lists that I use that I've separated out into like serial drama people and just casting directors, etc. But Twitter can be a huge deluge of information coming straight at you. It can be a bit overwhelming at times. So 5,000, Sharon. Don't know how you bloody cope. I wouldn't know half of them. Definitely. Thank you to Jennifer, who has just filled that form out for me. Jen, let me know if you get an email with a link to that list. You can be the first test squad. Let's have a look. Oh my God, there's a follow limit. James, yeah, there is. But I think the follow limit is related to a proportion of how many followers you have compared to how many followers you're following. So I think you can't exceed the number. You can't follow more people than you have followers. I think, is that right, Sharon? I don't know. Something like that. So it'll be a different kind of limit for everybody. Sharon says they're all casting directors and they're all in lists. Sharon, 5,000. Maybe you should be creating a list of people to follow. I've only put 57 together on that list of just casting. They're casting directors, some casting associates, and some casting assistants. A lot of them have been on actsonthis.tv, so I've favoured them. I'm maybe a bit biased, but you'll find that most of the casting directors in the TV industry, nothing to do with theatre or anything like that, who are casting the big stuff at the moment, and ultimately who are active on Twitter. There are people who are fantastic casting directors who have a Twitter account who are not on that list, but that's purely because the reason they're not on that list is because they're not active. They might not have used their Twitter account for months, or they simply retweet stuff, or they have not used it for like a couple of years. Some of them I've seen have gone, oh, didn't know they had a Twitter account. And I've looked at it and it said, last tweet was like September 9, 2019 or something like that. So, if you look at that and go, you've missed this person out or that person out. It's not because I've missed them. It's because if you look at their account, they're probably not super active. I think the only person I do need to add to it is Nina Gold, because Nina's recently, in the last few months, got a Twitter account. I don't think she's on that list yet, and she is quite active. So that's probably one that I do need to add. But if there's anyone else that is glaringly obvious that I have missed, because I'm only human, just drop me an email, ross@actsonthis.tv, and I will make sure that I add them eventually as well. Nick said he's following more people than follow him. I think there's a few hundred in it. Have gone on an unfollow spree before, but maybe need to do another one. Lots of inactive accounts. Ditch them, Nick. Ditch them. Definitely. And Sharon's got 4,000 plus followers, so have more than I'm following. Oh, right. Maybe it's a proportion of over then, of over how many you're following. Maybe you're allowed a little bit over. Or you've just hit that limit, Sharon. Boom. She's put, look at that. Good marketing, Sharon. She's put her own Twitter name in the comments there for everyone on the broadcast to see it. So, at Sharon Spink Act. Give you a little shout out there, Sharon. Try and get you some more followers. And Jennifer says, wow, the list is great. Thanks. Nice one, Jem. Wicked. So at least that is working. So yeah, actonthis.tv/Twitter. Go and fill that form in if you want to get the list. It won't cost you a penny. Just try to basically do all the work for you, because that's the type of guy I am. Right. A few more minutes of questions and we will wrap this thing up. Let us know if you've got anything that you want to discuss. Anything coming up this week? Anyone got any auditions this week? Anybody got any questions about anything that we've had, anything to do with any of the sessions we've had on actsonthis.tv recently? Had some cracking people on recently. Anybody got any questions that they would like me to plan to ask Johnny on Thursday night? Because I'm going to put the slide deck together tomorrow. I normally produce like a little presentation on these mastermind sessions where we go through a few questions before we get members of the audience to jump on camera and ask their questions. So if you've got anything that you know would be fantastic to get answered by Johnny, let us know in the chat. That would be cool. That would help me put the slides together. I'd like to know I just want to know sort of like the opportunities that it's brought about, basically, and how he continues, what his plan is to continue leveraging the sketches, and if he's ever going to run out of ideas, or if he's going to transition it to something else, or is the pressure? There's got to be pressure, aren't there? When you put something out and there's like, you get 1 million hits on it, it's got to be pressure when you put the next one out to go, I've got to get over 1 million. And it's not going to happen, is it, every time? Of course it's not. Let's have a look. What else is going on? So yeah, give us any questions in the chat. Josh has got some scenes written for me so I can update my show reel. Good. I just remembered to update my spotlight today. Never forget that. It's an easy thing to sort of, go, I'll do that tomorrow, if you get a new credit or something like that. I put the upcoming credit I've not even filmed for this BBC drama. I thought, sod it, I'm going to stick that on today. Not even done it yet. It's been confirmed though. I've got the deal through for it, so I'm definitely going to end up doing it. But yeah, keep on top of that, folks. And sometimes, you know what I've done as well? My voiceover credits on Spotlight, I often do, like, I've got rolling contracts for various brands and stuff, just for some TV adverts. People like Cost Cutter, shout out to Cost Cutter, do all of their TV adverts. And I've done them for years. So when I first put that credit on my Spotlight, it would say something like 2017 or something like that. And if you're not careful, because I have my Spotlight in tabs. So when you go on my Spotlight CV, you have your TV first, and then you have like commercial, and then you have voiceover, and then other or whatever it is. Sometimes I forget about those other tabs. So those credits, like, you know, for voiceover that I put on there at 2017, that I'm still doing to this day, they look like old credits. So make sure you go back in and you update those dates as well, guys. So I had to go in there today and just change all those dates to 2021, because I still do those adverts today, even though I started them many years ago. Please don't ditch me or get rid of me, Cost Cutter. I really need the regular work. But yeah, it just made me think, oh, you know what? Like, if I'm forgetting to do this, I'm sure there are other actors forgetting to do it as well. So make sure you are uploading like, you know, new stuff and new material, and you're updating your Spotlight as well. Right, let's have a look. What else is going on? Henrietta's only got 400 followers on Twitter. Henrietta, put your Twitter thing in the chat. Let's try and get you at least 4 more followers this evening. Liz has posted a video of my dog on TikTok and just checked, and it now has 106,000. 106,000 views. Can't even get 100 on my acting reels. Well, Liz, you've just what a fantastic achievement for your dog. Maybe it's time to get your dog on Spotlight. I don't mind. I'll be the agent as well. Let's take 15% of the dog's work. That's not a problem. 106,000 views. That's amazing. Dogs just sell, man. I watch dog videos all day. They're just some of the best creatures in the world. I said people then. Dogs are the best people. They are brilliant. I sometimes look at dogs and think, why? Well, I don't want to be a dog. Of course I don't want to be a dog, but why can I not be as present as a dog? Because they're just freaking lovely, aren't they? James has got the Twitter list. Nice one, James. I just love the way that, like, my dogs that I've had, I don't have any dogs anymore, but, you know, like, you could stand on the dog's paw or something by accident, and it'd like be going roar for a second, and then like it'd get up and you go, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and you start like kissing and hugging the dog, and it'd instantly be just back in the moment, present, not worrying about his foot. It's just dead happy again. And I'm like, you know, in life, someone metaphorically stands on my foot, not actually. And if I'm not careful, it takes me like 2 days to get over it. And I'm like, why can't I just be so present? Why do I just walk down the street sometimes with a head full of nonsense where I'm going, actually, you know what? In 2 weeks, none of this is going to matter. What's that thing where they say, if it's not going to matter in 5 minutes, 5 days, or 5 weeks, don't worry about it. Or I read something the other day I thought was quite good. If you've got a problem that you can take action on, you don't have a problem. I'm like, it's true, isn't it? You know, sometimes we just feel a bit helpless when you go, oh God, this has happened. It's like, no, like, in 9 times out of 10, you can do something about it. You might not be able to fix it completely, but you can do something about it. Dogs just don't worry about shit, do they? It's just, dogs are just the best. Sharon's not gone down the TikTok route yet. I haven't either. I like watching TikToks. I don't watch a lot of them because I can find myself engrossed for like hours. But yeah, TikTok might be a good route. You know what? For like Johnny, for comedy, TikTok would probably be a really good route for him. David, the link for the casting directors is actonthis.tv/Twitter. Simple /Twitter. Definitely. Dropped a new spoken word short film yesterday, says Robert. Please check it out. There's a link in the chat there. It's a bit too convoluted for me to read out because it's youtube.com/watch $V equals JNT blah blah blah. But those people who are here live, click on his link. Let's check Robert's stuff out. It's what this community is all about, making sure everybody gets some support from each other. And dogs rule, says Lauren. They just do. I'm not allowed dogs in my apartment block, though, so it kind of solves the problem for me because I'd love one, but equally I know I've not got time to walk it or anything like that. And basically saying, is Clubhouse still a thing? Yeah, Clubhouse still majorly is a thing. Have you noticed now, though? So Clubhouse, if people don't know what it is, was an audio drop-in app where it's a bit like Zoom without cameras, and you could just jump on and have chats with each other, and people would be on a virtual stage, and they could invite other people who were listening in to come and talk as well if they wanted to. Fantastic app. I got very, very addicted to it for the first 2 weeks it was out, and then basically haven't really used it that much since. I think that's been the experience for a lot of people. There is some great, acting rooms on there. A lot of them are American, but, I've got like a UK one that I do now and again, not nearly as often as I probably should. But I've noticed that Twitter now have their thing called Twitter Spaces, and Facebook have an equivalent as well, where you can basically do what you can do on Clubhouse, but on Twitter and on Facebook. So it'll be interesting to see how they compete within that space, because if you remember, when Snapchat was big, it was because Snapchat had their 15-second stories. That was what Snapchat was. And it was blowing up and it was massive. And then as soon as Instagram went, wait a minute, we're going to put basically the Snapchat 15-second story functionality within Instagram. Snapchat didn't die, but its growth died. Most people went, I don't need Snapchat now because I can basically do what I could do on Snapchat on Instagram. So I'm just wondering what impact Facebook and Twitter having Clubhouse features will have on Clubhouse moving forward. But if there's a way that we can implement those kind of things within the Act on This community, more than happy to do that. We can maybe do some rooms or a room on a Monday night. I mean, I've done this live broadcast on a Monday night now. God, every Monday night, more or less. There's been a few that I've had off, but I don't know, for 5 years, 6 years. We've done like well over 400 of these, 500 of these. And I'm just so used to it. It's just like, what happens on a Monday night? But I don't know. Maybe there'd be a point where we go, right, well, actually, rather than sitting and watching me chat about stuff, do we just want to do a Clubhouse room for an hour instead, so like everybody else can kind of get involved? I don't know. I don't know what the preferences would be, but let me know if you've got any ideas on that. Definitely, we could certainly do something like that. Because it'd be nice to sort of, obviously we've got the chat here and I can read everybody's comments and stuff like that, but maybe it would be good to actually have a little bit of direct chat with people. Right, we've got about 3 minutes, then I'll play the mashup for Mildred's full session before we go. But yeah, actonthis.tv/Twitter if you want to go and get that list. Something else that's available until midnight. For those people who didn't get the training, I did a training on Saturday called, it was basically for anyone looking for the first TV role. I'm just finding out where the replay is, because it's online if you missed it, it's online till midnight tonight. I'm taking it down after that because it can't be up forever. And there's also a time-sensitive bonus offer within the replay as well. Let's have a look. If I go, here you go. If you go to actonthis.tv/replay, as I record this, sorry to those people on the replay of this, not that replay. You might have missed this, but yeah, actonthis.tv/replay. You've got 2 hours and 4 minutes as I'm live now. Let's go and watch the training on basically the blueprint for how I got the first 15 TV roles in my life. But actually, you know what? I use these strategies to this day. Without a doubt, the self-tapes that I got last week and the role that I got recently, I use these strategies within that as well. So if you want to go and just watch that, it's only an hour long or something like that. And I also unveil an event within that I'm hosting in August for people who really want to go deep on this, called First TV Role Fast Track Live 2021. It's a 2-day live virtual event on Zoom. You can attend it from anywhere in the world. And it takes you through, like I say, I'm like an incredibly in-depth blueprint, 5 modules of how basically I feel, well, how I did it, and how many people who've been through this course have then gone on to book their first TV role. And then we have a second day where I bring guest speakers in as well from all over the industry. You've got casting directors and directors and showreel producers and headshot photographers. There's bonus sessions on self-taping with BAFTA-nominated actors. It's just an incredible weekend that we're going to have. Go to actonthis.tv/replay if you want to check out that replay. And if you just want to get a ticket for the event, go to actonthis.tv/first role, or you can see the green button on this page here that says get your ticket on the replay page. That's on this.tv/replay. Would love to see you there. We've got about 115 people who are going so far. So if you want to be involved, get yourself involved. It would be amazing to work with you. And you get 12-month support as well moving forward. It's not just that event. You get, for the price of your ticket, you get the ticket and you get 12-month support moving forward as well. You've got to do the work. I can't do it for you. But you will get access to a private Facebook group just for people who go on that weekend. Right, I'm going to jump into the comments for 2 seconds, and then we will call it a night. Is the training separate to the ticketed event in August? Yeah, James, so that training there is a little glimpse at some of the stuff we're going to cover in the full training in August, but it's still really valuable. You could still take that mini training on its own and do a lot with it in your career, even if you don't get a ticket. Bex says she's booked on. Bex, I will see you there. It's going to be a bloody amazing weekend. Maya says, watched it, Ross. Lots of really useful tips in there. Thank you. Nice to learn stuff about you too. Yeah, I'm an open book. Anyone wants to know anything about what I'm doing in my career. The thing is like, I'm just a big advocate of like practicing what you preach. I think there's a lot of bullshit sold in our industry, and there's a lot of people selling stuff. And this is why I wanted to create this course, and why I'm selling it, is because like I know it's legit. There's a lot of people who are selling you things that they don't actually do, and have never done, and have never actually experienced that they're promising you. So there's people who have never booked a TV job in their life, and they're selling you courses on how to book a TV job. There's people who have never self-taped and never booked an acting job through a self-tape, and yet they're selling you a course on how to do a self-tape. So I just don't want to learn from those people. I'm not saying that there's anything majorly wrong with that. I suppose there's some people who have got a lot of experience around that, but I would rather learn from somebody in any walk of life who has actually done the thing that they are teaching other people to do. So, I've booked nearly 30 TV jobs now, so I feel validated that I can teach people how to book these TV jobs if they put in the work and they replicate basically what I have done time and time again to book these jobs, because it clearly works, because it's worked nearly 30 times. So that's, what basically I'm a big advocate of. Don't pay people. It's Babu who said that. Babu Cisse said that to me. I thought it was brilliant. He said, don't pay people to teach you how to self-tape if they have never self-taped. And particularly if they have never booked, because some of them might have self-taped, but if they've never booked a job through a self-tape, that's different, isn't it? So yeah, that's, I only teach what I do. Basically, I would never ever tell anybody to go and do something that I haven't done or wouldn't be prepared to do myself. So I'm glad you enjoyed it, Maya. Thanks for that, though. There's lots of acting coaches out there who've never had an acting job, says Sharon. I know. And I'm not saying all of them are bad. There's some people who literally from the start were acting coaches, and that's fine. If you literally go, right, my thing is coaching actors, because I'm sure there are boxing coaches, maybe, I don't know if this is true or not, or swimming coaches, for instance, who have coached people to world championship level, who have never achieved world championship level. So I'm not talking about that, but it's people for me that I see who try and go down this route without sounding horrible, get nowhere, slog away, get nowhere in their own career, and then decide, oh, hang on, you know what? There's a load of desperate actors out there. This is easy pickings. I'll just basically, sell them the dream that I never achieved myself. And that's what I don't really like. And I only started talking about, the acting industry and putting a lot of content online, really, when I was kind of like 30. I'd been in the industry 15 years by that point. Professionally, I'd been in the industry 8 years. I started when I was about 15, working in TV on Children's Ward back in the day. Something called Night School on Children's ITV. Very different back then. Then I graduated from drama school in 2005. So yeah, I'd probably been out I don't know, a good 7 or 8 years before I started really putting content out online. So I felt like I'd sort of paid my dues to a certain degree even then. But now I'm seeing 20-year-old, 21, 22-year-old acting coaches crop up. And I'm like, you ain't ever done anything. And they're even admitting that they've never had an agent and they've never booked a job. And I'm like, and now you're trying to charge actors loads of money. For what? How can you help somebody achieve something that you haven't achieved yourself? If I want to grow my business or I want to learn how to get to a point in my life in any area, I want to go to someone who's done it. When I wanted to get in shape and start getting into the gym, I didn't want to go to someone who's just read about sit-ups. I wanted to go to somebody who actually was once not in shape and now had a six-pack and had done the sit-ups and had changed their nutrition and had put in the discipline, not just someone who'd read a book about it. So just be careful, who you do give your money to. And I'm not saying give it to me. Have a look at actsonthis.tv. Have a look at the event I'm doing in August. If it resonates with you, come and get involved. If not, no pressure. Doesn't matter at all. But just do your due diligence, basically. Terry says, about to sign up for Gravy for the Brain to get basics down on voiceover. Terry, I don't know if you remember actsonthis.tv, but you get 25% off your membership at Gravy for the Brain if you are, which I think is around a saving of 10 quid a month. So if you are, I don't know if you are. Let me just share my web browser with you. This goes for anybody. Gravy for the Brain is legit. I love Peter Dixon and Hugh Edwards, who run Gravy for the Brain. They've been on actonthis.tv many times. If I was going to set up a actonthis.tv, but for voiceover, it basically would be Gravy for the Brain. So I've always just partnered with them. I've never done anything like that myself. But if you click on members area and you go into the members area, into your premium membership, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see a section that says acting resources and discounts, and then I won't click on it because it'll show the discount code. But in there, if you click on that one at the bottom there, if you see it, Terry, within there is a link, a special discount code and a link to the Gravy for the Brain membership, and you will get 10 quid a month off it if you're a member of actonthis.tv. So if you're not a member of actonthis.tv and you just want to get your membership cheaper, you still save a tenner overall on if you got an Act on This membership. It's 24 quid a month. Save your tenner on Gravy for the Brain. Effectively, it's only 14 quid a month, if you were going to already pay full price for Gravy for the Brain anyway. So check that out. That's there for every member of actonthis.tv. It says my main aim to get myself set up and ready before the end of the year, and I've been researching reels. The best one seems to be from Soho Voices, best value and quality. Can't comment on that. I've no idea what they're like, but again, do your due diligence when it comes to voiceover reels. So yeah, you are a member, Terry. Amazing. Use the discount for sure. But yeah, you get what you pay for when it comes to voice reels. Make sure the scripts that are written are not given to everybody, and they're not ideally custom scripts are the best, so that agents are not hearing the same clips that some production house has given to 30 actors. I remember years ago when me and my agent were listening to voiceover clips, and we were like, wait a minute, there's a Cadbury's, is it Cadbury's? Not Cadbury's, is it? Who is it? Galaxy. There's a Galaxy Ripple advert on 6 of these reels, and they'd all come from the same sort of one-stop shop. I don't really like one-stop shops. Your reel should really contain 7 pieces. It should have 3 commercials, 2 corporate pieces and 2 documentary pieces on it. Should be no longer really than sort of 90 seconds, that mash up, and then you'll have each one separately. Each read that might be 30 seconds as a separate file as well. Should all obviously be done in a professional studio and mastered properly with someone who knows what they're doing. They should be tailored to you, your voice type, what you would actually be used to advertise in the industry. Really do your research on getting the right material. So many people just jump in because they think, oh, I'm an actor, of course I can do voiceover. It's so different. It is so different. You've got to really respect it and put as much effort into your voiceover as you would do your acting career, and you can earn an incredibly lucrative you can have an incredibly lucrative career at it. I earn far more out of voiceover than I do acting. It's much more regular work. I'll do 2 or 3 voiceovers a week. Not all super glamorous. This week, what have I done? It's Monday. I've not done anything this week. Last week, Amazon did Northern Rail. Shout out to Northern Rail. So they're not sort of they're not all super big TV adverts or anything like that, but regular work if you get good at it and you really put the the time and the discipline in. And Chris says, and if you get real, make sure you have a clean version of it without music as well. You just want to, and you want sort of you just want all the original kind of files. Chris is right there. If you ever were to make a different mashup, and you didn't want to sort of have issues around the music beds on it and things cutting in and out and that sort of stuff, it's always good to have sort of the master versions of everything that you ever record. Amazing. Right, gonna leave you guys. Thank you so much. I didn't realize it was 5 past already. I'm gonna play out the mashup of Mildred Yuan's session, the agent from United Agents. This is now available for all members of actonthis.tv, a full 2-hour chat all about approaching United for representation, about finding your superpower as an actor, and ultimately just about having the confidence to go out there and just ask for rep from the agents that you actually want to, ask for rep from. It's an awesome session. It's available in the members area right now. Hopefully I'll see you guys Thursday night for our session with Johnny Weldon. Going to be hilarious. actonthis.tv/live if you want to get your membership and be there for Johnny's session. And hopefully, I'll see you there. Thank you so much for joining me here tonight. Love to everybody. Oh, Sharon just put a comment in dead quick before I just say goodbye. She's put massive warning. Make sure you don't have your mobile number open to the public. What's this about, Sharon? I thought that was something to do with voiceover. Definitely, though, don't put your mobile number open to the public. Is that on some sort of profile or something, Sharon? I had mine on a Google business profile. Got harassment for some kids on Friday, but showed me how easy it was for anyone to get my number. Little tip from Sharon. Keep your mobile number safe. whenever you're putting yourself out online. Right, this is Mildred's mashup. Until next time, guys, lots of love. Bye for now. Agent to some absolutely incredible talent. One of, as well, I will say, the smartest women you will ever meet, and a real champion of diversity too. It's Mildred Yuan from United Agents. Mildred, thank you so much for joining us. Are you ready for this? Talk us through how your office works, how you and Charlotte work together to look after your list.
My clients, they know that if they want me, they're also getting her. So It's like, it comes as a package.
Is there a point actors, need to get to in their career before they can, realistically get rep from agents like yourself?
I have a dirty little secret that I need to tell you.
Go for it.
Agents at United are really normal people. I've been banging on about finding your superpower for years now, because I found that is the best way to describe the key thing that everyone in this industry needs to know. You need to find a unique talent. You need to check if they're relevant to the opportunities you have or the opportunities you want to pursue. There needs to be investment of resources, and then you need to have positive response and recognition from the market.
Would I end up moving to London and be struggling to pay bills just to almost be like self-taping from my flat in London?
What does the conversation look like for an actor who's interested in expanding or working in more than just one market, like in the long term?
If you are good at what you do, it will be noticed. You're fine. You don't have to change yourself. But being yourself is one of the hardest but most rewarding things that you'll ever get to do. And that's what finding your superpower is all about. It's not creating something new. It's finding out about yourself and being real and being authentic. And I know everyone's like, acting is pretending to be other people. But the thing is, we hire you for you.